Hello and welcome. My name is Faye and we are doing a 30-ish minute stretch and breathe flow class. As I was preparing for this class, I was thinking a lot about a quote that I kept seeing was that we teach what we need to hear ourselves. We write what we need to teach ourselves, stuff like that. And I feel like this is really relevant to myself as well. I'm teaching something that I feel like I have really needed to practice, which is patience. I ended up just getting my COVID shot or booster the other day, and I got the flu shot, 2 different arms. Surprisingly, the flu shot hurt more. But anyways, I was kind of out of commission for the whole weekend and I didn't realize how terrible the booster and the flu shot would be at the same time. So I really had to practice a lot of patience, and not only with myself, but with learning to practice patience with other people. This is something that I continue to work on, continue to practice. So that kind of is what inspired this class today. If you want to find a comfortable seat with me down on your mat or floor or blanket or tablecloth, whatever medium you choose, we'll find a nice easy seat position. So easy seat is where your legs are right in front of the other, and maybe you like this style, or maybe you actually do like to cross your legs. It doesn't really matter, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Maybe you play with it and do something different. Cross the other leg in front and just notice how that feels. We're gonna just do a little warm up with some shoulder shrugs, bringing those shoulders up to the ears, inhaling and then exhaling, lowering them down, inhaling up and lowering them down, inhaling them up and lowering them down. Just waking up the body a little bit here. Let's go ahead and inhale those hands up to the sky, inhale them all the way up. And then we're gonna take our right hand and place it back behind our back and use our other hand to gently push on the elbow here. So it looks like this from the back. Maybe if you're here and you have a lot of flexibility in the arm here, you might be able to reach back here and reach for your fingertips or hold your fingers together. If this doesn't work, you can always use a strap or a belt to hold something in between. We've literally used a end of a broomstick before as a prop. So feel free to take any modification that feels right for you. And then we're gonna inhale our hands back up to the sky and reverse the other side. You can take that right hand, put it on the left elbow, gently push, opening up the side body. Maybe it reaches, maybe you just play around and see. My left side is definitely not as flexible as my right side. All right, you can lower those hands down, and now we're going to do a short little neck rolls. Let's take our right ear to our right shoulder. Take a breath in, inhaling in through the nose. Then exhale, dropping the chin to the chest. Inhaling left ear to left shoulder. Dropping chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. And exhale. And you can continue this at your own pace. Just noticing what it feels like to be breathing and moving in a semicircle manner, and how it feels in the body. What does it feel like connecting with your breath? Oftentimes we hold a lot of tension and stress in the neck, or we're hunched over our keyboards or our phones at work. And we often forget about how much strain we put on our neck. Maybe you start to make full circles. I kind of already shifted into that because I was just feeling it and going with the flow, but I want to invite that offering to you as well. So if you like, go ahead and start to make circles, maybe using your nose as a paintbrush and just making circles right in front of your face. Breathing in one direction, maybe like a half circle. Breathing in half circle. And then breathe it out, half circle, going all the way around. Do it again. Let's switch directions, inhaling to the other side. And then exhale, warming up the neck here. If nothing feels good, if it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Don't push into any discomfort, but it's okay to find your edge. You can come back to center. And I have a quote that I thought was really relevant to this class. So, in patience lies wisdom, knowing that what will come next will be determined in large measure by how we are right now. It's a quote by Jon Kabat-Zinn. It's in Wherever You Go, There You Are. And this is something that we can keep in mind when we start to maybe get impatient in our practice, if we can't do a certain posture, or if our mind begins to wander during meditation. This can also apply to when we start to feel impatient or frustrated or angry at ourselves or other people in our lives. And with that quote, we'll go ahead and shift into a brief counting meditation practice. I'll just be simply counting to 10. Each breath in and out counts as one cycle. We'll do this to a count of 10 cycles, and then we'll come back down from 10. I'll start, and then I'll let you continue in on your own. So emptying all the breath out from your lungs. Take a big inhale in through the nose together for 1. And exhale, 1. Inhale, 2. And exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. And exhale, 3. Inhale, 4. And inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 5. And exhale, 5. Inhale, 6. And exhale, 6. Inhale, 7. And exhale, 7. Inhale, 8. And exhale, 8. Inhale, 9. And exhale, 9. Inhale, 10. And exhale, 10. Beautiful. Continue this now, going backwards from 10 to 1 at your own pace. If you haven't already, feel free to close the eyes down and focus in on the breath in your body here. Maybe notice how the breath feels as it comes in and it goes out. Wherever you are, go ahead and finish your last cycle, or simply continue to breathe here in this posture. Start to slowly wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe let's roll out the wrists a little bit here. And feel free to grab blocks. You can use blocks here, or you could use a stack of books. You can use this if you may have like some sensitivity in your wrist or your hands, so you can put your hands on. Otherwise, feel free to, make adjustments. You can always be on your fists if your wrists start to feel sensitive. That's something that I've noticed recently in my body, so that's why I'm giving that offer modification, and that's also why I am definitely using my blocks and props today. Go ahead, if you want to, set your blocks out. We're just going to get into a nice little tabletop posture. So your shoulders are right under your shoulders are right over your wrists, and your hips are right over your knees. We'll start with a gentle cat and cow. So emptying all the breath from the lungs. Let's take a big inhale in through the nose, and as we inhale, we're going to lower that belly to the ground and start to gaze up, shining our heart forward. Breathing in, and then exhale, pushing the ground away, putting our weight into the backs of our feet here, and exhaling, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Inhale for cat pose or cow pose, and exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. All right, now let's go ahead and extend our legs back. And if you don't want blocks for this, it might be easier without blocks for this next posture. We're going to extend our right leg long, come to the ball and tiptoes of the feet, and just gently rock back and forth here, stretching out the calf, getting in a little bit of movement here. Gently rocking back and forth. Place that knee down, and then we're going to do the left side. Stick those toes in the ground. Just start to stretch out the calf on the opposite side, getting in a little bit of movement. And here we're going to inhale our right hand nice and long right in front of us. Our palms are facing towards the side, our thumbs are sticking up. And we'll start to lift that back leg, keeping the toes flexed down to the ground. So we're in this nice long straight line here, trying to keep the weight evenly distributed. So let's go ahead and draw that knee to elbow, tucking it in, breathing in, and then exhale and lengthen. Inhale together, and exhale to lengthen. Inhale together, and exhale to lengthen. And if you feel wobbly at all, know that it's okay. Know that it's part of the practice. Just continue doing a couple more of these at your own pace, at your own breath. Lower that hand and that knee back down. Extend that right leg out nice and long. Take that left hand up in front of you, thumbs facing up. Nice long spine, faces looking towards the edge of your mat. Ooh, I can't wear my glasses right now. Hand sticking up. Raise that right leg up. We're gonna draw our knee to our elbow. Extend out long, knee to elbow, and extend out long. Breathing, moving with your breath here. Just a couple more, and you can do it. Nice and controlled with your breath. Lower that hand back down. Let's make our way now, bringing our toe mounds together. We're gonna sink our hips back to our heels for our first child's pose here. So your belly is sinking and softening into the ground. Maybe your forehead reaches. Just take a few breaths here. Knowing that this posture of rest, this child's pose, and be your resting place. If at any time these poses feel too difficult or challenging, or just not right in your body right now, feel free to shift into this child's pose posture here and join in whenever it feels right for you. So we'll go ahead and return back to our tabletop posture here. And let's tuck those back toes and make our way to our first down dog. So your hands are really pressing into the mat or to the ground here, pressing into all the finger pads, particularly the pointer finger and the thumb. You really want to see if you can grip that. And your feet, your heels don't have to be touching the ground, but maybe you start to walk them out slowly. Just stretching the backs of the legs, pushing the heart forward to the thighs, sending the tailbone out nice and tall and long. Take a few breaths here. All right, let's go ahead and inhale that right leg up and then bring it forward. Step it down in front. We're gonna pivot that back foot kind of parallel to the back of the mat, but it doesn't have to be. Toes can be kind of pointed upwards. We're gonna slowly, if you feel comfortable here, make our way up to Warrior Two. Your arms are nice, extended, long. You have a nice bend in the front knee. If you feel a little off balance, feel free to make a little space between your legs here. That might help you. There's no wrong way to feel more balanced or more comfortable here. You can just move in a way that feels right for you. So here's our Warrior Two pose. Beautiful. Reach forward, flip that palm up, and then reverse your warrior. That back hand comes to the back of the leg. That other hand reaches over to the other side for your reverse warrior. And then we're gonna frame that foot, coming down, stepping back to downward facing dog. And here you have the option to lower your knees, lower the chest and chin to the ground here. And inhale for baby cobra. And exhale, lowering back down, turning back to tabletop, to downward facing dog. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale for halfway lift. Your hands can come to your shins or your thighs, or maybe they touch the ground. You want a nice long back here. Your neck is an extension of your spine. So lowering back down. Inhale those arms all the way up. Drawing them down to heart center. Noticing what it feels like to be in this posture, nice and tall. Feeling the toes in the ground, feeling the heel in the ground. Seeing if you can lift those arches. Maybe you notice a pulling in the front of the legs here. When you do that, engaging the core here. Let's inhale our hands up. Sit back to chair pose. Breathe out. Let's take a breath in. Inhale in. And then exhale, fold over. And let's make your way back down to downward facing dog. All right, so now we'll shift into our Warrior Two with our left side. Inhale that left leg up to the sky, beautiful. Step it forward in between the hands. Pivot that back foot, kind of parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift all the way up, Warrior Two. Now we will inhale, reaching forward. Flip that palm, reverse your warrior. See if you're holding on to anything here. Maybe you're clenching in the jaw. See if you can have patience with yourself, as this posture looks a little different for everyone. All of our bodies are different and unique in their own beautiful ways. remembering to breathe. Let's go ahead and frame our foot back down, taking to downward facing dog. And then you have the option to lower your knees, or maybe you lower all the way to chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale to downward dog. Amazing. Probably getting a little warm maybe. Having some patience with yourself here as you experience the warmth and heat in your body. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But taking a few moments to breathe here in this downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and inhale that. Oops, I knew that would happen. Inhale that right leg up to the sky. Bring it forward, plant it down. Make that foot parallelish to the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. A nice bend in the front knee. Hips are kind of neutral here. Facing out this way. And let's go ahead and reach forward, or flip that hand, reverse your warrior. Breathing here, loosening the jaw. Seeing if you're clenching in the eyebrows. Now we're gonna take our hand, our right elbow to our knee, and take our left hand and sweep it to the front of our face for an extended side angle here. Maybe you actually bring it all the way up and then bring it down to your ear, and see if you can try to push on the outside edge of your back foot, and see if you notice a stretch all the way from the side of your left foot to your fingertips. Nice straight line here with your body. Let's go ahead and pivot back down. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Rolling out to plank, and then your option. Maybe you drop your knees, lower your chin and chest, and you do a baby cobra or full cobra. And then you exhale to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands for an inhale, halfway lift, and exhale and fold. Generous bend in the knees. From here, you inhale all the way up, taking those hands nice and wide, inhaling them up to the sky. They come together, pull to heart center. Taking a breath here to breathe into this mountain pose. Maybe your hands come down here by your sides with your fingers energetically spread. All right, let's inhale those hands back up to the sky. Forward, nope. You're going to sink back down to chair pose just for a second here. And then we're gonna fold over into our forward fold. I just learned that by going into chair pose, you're more likely to keep a nice bend in the knees, and that's what we really want, is a good bend and a nice long back. We don't want to be rounded over. We want a nice flat back. All right, so we'll step that left foot back, and then the right foot, downward facing dog. Let's inhale that left leg up to the sky. Bring it forward. That right foot parallelish to the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Extend forward, flip the palm, reverse your warrior here for a breath. We're going to draw our left elbow to our left knee. Take our right hand, sweeping it in front of us for an extended side angle here. And again, maybe you do that same thing. Notice what it feels like to put the hand straight up. And then when you lower that hand down to your ear and push through the outer back edge of the back foot, you're gonna feel a nice long body stretch here. Seeing if you can be patient with yourself. I know this is a hard posture. If you'd like a little more, you can always take that elbow off the knee, but we're just gonna leave it here for now. Beautiful. And then pivot that back foot, frame the foot, step back to downward facing dog. And we're gonna find a flow. Rolling out to plank. Your choice, lowering down either to your knees or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Our knees down. And make our way to my favorite pose, child's pose. Hard work is over. It was a short flow, I know. Taking a few breaths here in this posture. I want that heart rate to come down just a little bit if it was raised. Whenever you're ready, turn back to tabletop. And you can flip over onto your backs. And we're gonna do a couple final poses. This one is called banana pose. Banana asana. And what we're gonna do is stretch your arms out nice and long. Point that toes, stretch the back, stretch everything. And let's go ahead and walk our right leg over to the side and our right hand over to the side. So now you can stay here if that feels like it's enough for you for this moment. Or if you'd like a little more, feel free to cross that left leg over the right. And maybe you take a bind with the hands, grasping, using that left hand to hold the right wrist. And start to slowly bend over to the side for this nice long banana asana pose. Nice side body stretch here. Not forcing anything. If you need to back out of it, feel free to do so. Practicing patience with your body and not trying to overextend, but simply listening into what feels right for you in this moment. Taking some deep breaths here into that side body. If your legs were crossed, you can uncross them. Find a nice long stretch here. And then we'll switch over to the other side, bringing those left leg and the right leg over. If that's what you did on the other side, or if you feel like you want to try it, go for it. And then you take your left hand, grab your right wrist, start to bend over to this other side. Again, making this like banana shape with your body. Just taking a moment to breathe here. Breathing into the side, bringing into the stomach, breathing into the back, loosening any tension that you might be holding in the face or the jaw. Feet, even. Seeing what you can relax. Oftentimes when we experience feelings of stress and anxiety, we are kind of crumpling up into a little ball. So here we are making ourselves a little vulnerable by giving ourselves these big, deep stretches, allowing ourselves to have space to breathe, to be open, to be more patient. Let's return back to center. Go ahead and draw those legs up to the chest, rocking side to side, giving that low back a little massage. Maybe you squeeze in, drawing the chin up into a tiny little ball here just for a second. Noticing what that feels like on your body. And then we shall prepare for corpse pose. Maybe your knees are right in your soles of your feet are on the ground and your knees are kind of facing inwards. Your hand and palms are facing up. This is a great option if you have any sensitivity in your low back. Otherwise, maybe you want to extend out into corpse pose. Your toes are pointing outwards. And to simply breathe and be with yourself here. I'm going to sit up and keep track of the time and give you a simple little body scan practice. Taking a few breaths, start to bring your attention to the crown of your head, noticing if there is any sensations or feelings showing up in the crown of the head. Anything showing up in the eyebrows, the cheeks, the jaws. Can you soften and relax just a little bit more? Moving down from the shoulders and the arms to the wrists and fingertips. Notice what sensations are there. Can you be with them? Can you relax just a little bit more? Moving down to the back of the body. What does it feel like on the back of the mat or the surface that you're on? Sensing now into the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the calves, all the way to the toes and the bottom of the feet. What sensations do you notice? Can you soften or relax just a little bit more? Begin to deepen your breath. Maybe start to wiggle the fingers and the toes as you welcome yourself back into this present moment. When you're ready, beginning to turn over onto your side, whichever side you like. Simply resting there, allowing the eyes to close if they weren't already. And I'd like to close out this practice with another quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn in his book, Wherever You Go, There You Are. We know that things unfold according to their own nature. We can remember to let our lives unfold in the same way. We don't have to let our anxieties and our desire for certain results dominate the quality of the moment, even when things are painful. When we have to push, we push. When we have to pull, we pull. But we know when not to push too, and when not to pull. With your eyes remaining closed, start to slowly push yourself up back to a center. up to a seated position in the same way that we started. And when you're there, place one hand or both hands up to your heart space here, connecting to the beating of your heart, what makes us human, what makes us alive and present. This place of compassion, trust. In this place, we can also cultivate patience. Patience for ourselves and patience for others. And start to bring your hands together. Maybe you draw your thumb knuckles up to your third eye, your seat of intuition and knowledge. The love, light, and teacher in me honors the love, light, and student in each of you. And we bow and we say namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I will see you very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.